Oh, do you guys want to hear more about the bird saga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did the bird
Well,
leave?
well, that's what you're gonna have to find out. Wait and see. Okay, let's get into it. Welcome to the Pocket Friends podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Miranda.
I'm Daniela.
I'm Jillian.
So let's get into it. Let's talk about what I'm calling the bird saga because it is just the most wild thing that happened to me, like in this last week. Um, so as you guys know, I told you guys a little bit yesterday, but I came home from work last night, and it's important to know that as part of my parents' garage, they have a 2-car garage on one side, and then there's a wall that divides the 3rd-car garage, and there's like a little entrance in between the two. And then, there's the smaller 3rd-car garage. I have access to the 3rd-car garage, and that's like what my garage door opener opens. So I open the garage door. I am getting my stuff out of my car, and I notice a bird flies in. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, that's annoying. So I call Alec, and I'm like, hey, honey, can you come out and like try and get this bird out? He's like, sure. So he comes out, and he just starts like screaming at it, yelling at it, trying to get it to come out. It won't come out. So we're like, whatever. It's fine. We'll leave the garage door open. It'll eventually leave. Well, we went inside, we changed, we were going to come out and go on a walk, and we noticed that the bird had not left the garage. So we do some more screaming. We get a broom. We're, yelling at it, all the things, and it will not leave. So Alec has the brilliant idea of deciding to open up the other garage door, the big garage door. And he's like, oh, this is so brilliant. If we scare it, it'll fly out from the smaller car garage and fly into the bigger car garage and fly out that way. And I'm like, okay, we'll give it a try. So he does that, and I see it move. And so I think it's flown out. I'm like, oh, great. At that point in time, my stepmom comes home, and Cindy is in her car laughing because we've been also texting the family group chat about this. And she's pointing at the ceiling. She's like, look, look. And there's the dang bird. It hasn't left the big car garage, but now it's in there. So we spend the next 40 minutes chasing this bird around, opening, closing the garage door because it keeps flying up every single time. It does not want to like fly under the garage door. So we chase it around, we chase it around, we chase it around. At some point, we're hungry. I was like, Dancing with the Stars is about to start. Like, we've got to go. So we walk in, we ignore it for a while. It's like 30 minutes later. Alec checks back in. He's like, hey, I looked. It's fine. The bird's left. And I'm like, great. Dad comes home later. And Alec at that point closes the garage. Dad comes home later. He doesn't even look for the bird. He's like, oh, it's gone. He closes the garage. And then this morning, Dad and Cindy both left. They both, got their stuff and left and opened the closed the garage door both times. And Cindy said she even looked and didn't see any bird. And so she's like, okay, it's actually gone. I walk out of the house this morning and come face to face. I make eye contact with the bird in the closed garage. It's still there.
So, like, did it fly back in at some point, or did it never leave?
It never left. It never
It's
left.
cold. It's
It
got a
wasn't
nest
even
for
that
winter.
cold last night. I swear it was not that cold last night. And so, anywho, I make eye contact with this bird. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try one more time to get it out by myself because there's no cars in the garage. Like, there's more space I can run around. So I'm in there with a net chasing the bird around. You can just probably see me. And I have my work backpack on. I'm like all dressed in work professional clothes. I'm running around with this net, and this neighbor comes by. He's walking by.
Oh no.
He's like, do you need help? And I'm like, yes, I do actually. He's like, you got a bird in your
Grab a
garage?
net.
I said, yeah. He said, let me come help you. And so he comes in and he's like, well, let me get that net from you. And then we actually have like 3 nets for some reason. They're all like fishing nets. I don't know. My dad doesn't fish that often. Um, but we have 3 fishing nets. And so him and I chase this bird around, do some maneuvering, but he catches it finally and like chucks it outside. So the bird is gone officially now, but this man,
Good.
this man, and he didn't even introduce himself. He just was like, "Let me help you." And then he introduced himself to me later and was like, "Oh, I know your parents." And I'm like, "Oh, good." You know, because like we were trapped in this garage together for a minute with the door closed. So the bird is gone. But I just had to tell you the update of making eye contact with this bird this morning. I was dying. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
What a way to start the day.
Yeah, truly. It was the highlight of my day. It all went downhill from there.
That's wonderful.
But anywho, please tell me, you guys, what have you guys been up to, or yeah, what do you have going on?
We just finished watching the Royals right before this.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it
So
does
did
end
it?
on a cliffhanger because it got canceled.
That's what I was gonna ask. Did it really end on a cliffhanger?
A pretty big one. A little frustrating, but
And there's no
Yeah.
point of return, like it's never gonna come back.
no, it ended in like 2015 or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
Or maybe
bummer.
it started in 2015. I don't know, but it's old.
Yeah.
It's from the
Hmm.
teens.
It look like it's an obviously teens TV show. When you watch it, you're like, oh, that's from the 2010s.
Like Pretty Little
True.
Liars vibes.
Yeah,
Just
like
that
it.
era of TV.
It looks like. Did you ever watch Dynasty, like the reboot or remake of Dynasty?
No, but I've seen clips of it.
It looks just like that.
It's very similar vibes to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Was the ending shocking? Like, did you expect the cliffhanger?
No,
Uh,
not some of them.
yeah, a couple parts of it were very shocking and like
Hmm.
really left a couple things in the air. Like there
Interesting.
was a big bomb that was dropped on us and then something happened with the person that was involved in that bomb and like very like are they gonna live or die kind of situation. And
Wow,
we
that
never
is
know.
dramatic. So
I'm
should
just
go ahead.
I'm just a little upset because like so the whole season was kind of leading up to this like big plan that everybody had. And I was like, at least we'll get to see the execution of this plan. And then at like last minute there's a curveball thrown and they like whole plan is derailed. And I was like, I
Oh
just wanted to
no.
see that part at least come to fruition. But
Yeah, it kind
Yikes.
of just crumbled to the ground.
So is this a recommendation you have, or are you telling people not to watch it because of the cliffhanger and like it ends on an unsatisfactory note?
it's a fun watch.
Yeah,
It's like a goofy, funny show. Like it's not.
it's nothing that serious. Like when you're watching it, you don't take it that seriously. So I think it's fine as something to watch, and you won't be like
Okay,
terribly upsetted by the cliffhanger at the end.
I'll
But
add it
there
to
is a
my
cliffhanger,
list.
so warning.
Okay, I'll
no,
add it
no
to
good
my
resolution.
list, but I'll be like, warning,
Yeah.
not satisfied because it doesn't end.
Yeah, there
Interesting.
were like some satisfying things about it. Like there were a lot of good character arcs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So,
Good.
Our
You
favorite
know,
characters are Liam and Eleanor.
okay. I like those names. Those are cute names.
Mm-hmm. They're twins.
Interesting. You know what was really satisfying though? Seeing Whitney kicked off of Dancing with the Stars last night.
I'm still a little bummed about it because she was a good
Why?
dancer and because she was a good dancer and then we would have gotten a Mark freestyle.
Oh, I know you guys love
yeah, I
Mark.
am upset that I don't get a Mark freestyle because like I am a Mark fan. But I'm glad that she is not in contention for the mirror ball.
Yeah. I just I didn't love her like the entire time. Like, I will admit, I loved her dancing. I thought she was a great dancer. Except, well, the whole time, like, her facial expression never changes. Every dance that she does, it seems like she has the same face. And remember that problem we had with some of the other people of like where we just weren't feeling what they were putting out there? Like, I got
Mm.
the same feelings from every single one of her dances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
So,
agree with that.
and I will say Jordan and Ezra, I get the same kind of thing where I don't feel as much from them either. Um, and so for me it was kind of between the two of them versus like Elaine and Alex and Robert and Dylan. I was like, what's the last one? It's like I felt something from them when they've danced. Maybe not
Yeah.
every time, but at least once or twice.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Jordan because they, at least to me, it looked like a pretty big mess up during their first dance,
Yeah,
where like she kind of like slid, and I think it was just like their height difference is difficult sometimes with their tricks. But I was kind of expecting it to be Jordan, so I was shocked when they said Whitney.
well, the internet is very divided.
Oh, I'm
Once
aware.
it got down to just the two of them, I honestly wasn't that shocked. Like, I thought at the beginning of the night, I was like, it's probably going to be Jordan or Elaine who goes home. But then once it got down to Jordan and Whitney, I was like, oh, it's probably Whitney because of everybody on TikTok.
Really, you thought Jordan or Elaine? I was suspecting it might be Dylan or Jordan at the beginning of the night before we saw anything.
I just think not to Elaine's fault. Probably a lot to do with her injuries and stuff, but I think she's kind of plateaued. And that, like, even her scores aren't getting that much better. And I just
I
don't
would
think her
agree.
dancing has
She got
gotten
a
that
perfect
much
score last
better.
night.
When?
Yes.
Her Paso
But her
Doble, the second dance.
Oh,
her first dance, she got like the same score she got
the
last
same
week and
scores
the
as
week
last
before.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, but the judges were tougher last night on scoring. They were a lot
They
more
were.
generous last week.
They were very difficult last night. They were very nitpicky.
Which is good because you need to start differentiating them at this
Right.
point.
Do
I
you
just don't think
think
she's
that,
necessarily gotten better or worse. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of
yeah,
feels like she's, technique wise at least, it kind of just feels like
question
she's
for
at
you
the same
both.
place.
Do you think Zac Efron being in the ballroom had any effect on Dylan and Dylan's scores?
I don't know. Like, do I think maybe more people voted for Dylan because Zac Efron showed up? Possibly. I don't know if
I
it really changed Dylan's performance.
I don't necessarily think it changed his scores, and I don't know that it changed his performance. I do think what changed his performance was his second dance last week and, like, realizing that he could do it without Daniela gave him a lot like, he looked more confident this week,
I agree.
like, just his posture and everything. So I think that changed.
He
That's what
definitely
I
felt
noticed.
more like a leading man for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think though the public, well, I mean, just frankly, the number of times that they
They
panned
panned to
over
him.
to Zach, even
It's
when
like
it wasn't
20.
Dylan's turn,
Yeah.
I definitely think that may have helped with the public voting.
Which I think is part of the reason, like, obviously we don't know any of their inner workings as a family, but I think that that might have been part of the reason that Zach hasn't been to the ballroom yet. Is because he was might have been trying to give his brother, like, his own thing,
Yeah,
and, like, he kinda knew what would happen if he came to the ballroom type of thing,
yeah,
and that's exactly what happened when he came to the ballroom. Like, they didn't just treat him like a normal person.
yeah. I was kind of interested at one point. I think it was after Dylan's first dance when his scores came out. They panned over to Zach, and it looked like he was talking to the person next to him and asking them if those were good scores.
Yeah, I did see that.
And I just am like, have you not been watching your brother this entire time? Like, I understand not showing up, because that's you want your brother to have his own thing. But like, has he never watched his brother dance on any
Yeah.
of the like episodes before this?
Yeah, I did see that too, and I was wondering what he was saying. I also like, do we know what like if he has any projects or anything he's doing right now?
I don't know. He's been pretty quiet, but he
That
could be working on something, that's for sure.
yeah.
I think it was also like Dylan got nines and he got tens the week before, and he was like, "Oh, was that bad that he went down?"
Yeah, I guess that's a good perspective of technically he did go down from what he got last week because he got a perfect score last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is interesting. Um, I just want to know what that family dynamic is like,
Mhm.
especially with like such a younger sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, what other thoughts, opinions did you have about last night?
Um, I feel like everybody improved. Like their second dance was generally better than their first dance. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that was just nerves or something. We were talking about this while we were watching the episode, but the songs weren't great for the dance styles.
No, they weren't hitting.
I'm not really sure why we chose Prince in the first place.
Yeah. I think Prince at this point is a little dated of a category.
Mhm.
Because the people who are watching, I feel like don't know Prince's music as well. I mean, we didn't. Um, and the songs, as you were saying, like just don't really fit the style of dance.
Yeah.
So, is there any style or any type of category or theme that you'd want to see that they haven't done?
Well, we were talking about this during the episode. I was like, I know a lot more about Michael Jackson, and I feel like his songs would have fit better with a lot of the dance styles. But
Okay.
I don't know if they've ever done a Michael Jackson. I know they've done like Elvis and Taylor Swift, and they've done like
Yeah,
rock and roll a few times.
but like Elvis, like everyone know like you gotta pick people that everyone like really knows.
Yeah.
Like even if you're not a fan of Elvis, you know Elvis music. Like we're not necessarily fans of Prince, but we have only ever heard like one Prince song. So
Yeah.
we didn't know any of the songs that were playing, and then they're not like the kind of music you would envision for some of those styles of dances. So then it just like wasn't that enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the Prince, movie to come out since we've had Elvis
Really?
and we've had
Elton
like
John,
Elton
Queen,
John.
Michael
the
Jackson movie
Beatles.
is coming out.
Yeah. Which
There
one?
is a Michael Jackson movie coming out, and it's his nephew who is playing him.
Oh, that's interesting.
He looks
There's also a
shockingly. He looks shockingly like Michael Jackson.
That's fun
there's
that they
also a
kept it in
Neil
the family.
Diamond movie coming out with Hugh
Yeah, I don't know
Jackman.
much about Neil Diamond.
Just
Well,
Interesting.
sweet
that's why you gotta go
talent.
see the movie.
I will. I will. I've learned a lot actually watching those movies. Like, I
Hmm.
know this is not the same category, but like, do you guys remember the movie called Yesterday
Hmm.
Yeah,
with the Beatles, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I learned a ton about their songs just because I watched that movie and I enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beatles are a good one. See, but like even like they could do a Beatles night, and everyone would know something from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Prince just feels a little too niche.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Prince was even kind of a niche in his day. You know what I mean? Because like there
I
was
don't
like
know
the
about
Michael
that.
Jacksons. No, because there was like the Michael Jacksons and like Elton John and stuff at that time who were like mega stars. And Prince, I feel like, was not on the same level as them. Maybe he was, but I don't feel like he was.
Hard to say. We were not alive during that time.
What are predictions for the finale?
Like
I mean, we
order?
know who we all want to win, but
I know. I
want
don't
it to go
know.
Robert, Alex, Dylan, Elaine, Jordan.
I want it to
Interesting.
be Alex, Robert, Dylan, Jordan, Elaine.
Really, Elaine last. I like Elaine.
I
I
like her
do too.
too.
It just makes me so happy when she dances.
You know, my favorite part is literally watching them pan over to her friend because her
I
friend
know.
is almost always crying, and it's so sweet. That's my favorite part of watching Elaine dance.
I'm excited for just to see what they do with the freestyles. Because it's just like a
Yeah.
fun group of people, too.
Yes, freestyles are so fun.
I'm just looking forward to my first finale. I've not watched one,
So
so I don't know
exciting.
what to expect.
They're doing
I'm
3 dances.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the judges choose for their like makeup dance.
They better not give Robert a jive. He's done 3.
There's no way they can give him a jive.
No, no, they need to give him something else.
He's really good at them, but he's done a
But
lot.
also, yeah, that's the thing I was about to say. He's really good at the jive, so I don't think that's what they would pick because usually they pick something that like they scored low on.
Yeah.
Yeah, something from earlier on in the season, probably.
It's gonna be something in hold, I'm sure.
We'll have to see. I just don't want to see any more of the Argentine tango. I don't
Why
like that
not?
dance. It
Why
just feels
not?
like they're flopping their feet all over the place. I just don't love it.
That is
You
kind of
gotta
a
go
sick
watch
picture of the
Charlie's.
dance. Oh my gosh, yeah, Charlie's Argentine tango was so good.
Okay, I'll go watch it. I just haven't seen it done yet this season where I'm like, wow, that was impressive. I love that.
You get back to
Yeah.
us on how you feel about Charlie's.
I was trying to think of like any of Derek's that are really good, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
No, Charlie's Argentine tango like sticks out in your head.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. Well, speaking of things we're looking forward to next week, Las Vegas Grand Prix is on Sunday. Well, technically it's on Saturday.
Yeah.
We
Will
will be watching on Sunday.
will it rain?
Yeah, so Las Vegas is flooded right now. Like where the track is flooded.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like
Oh no.
extremely flooded. Like looks like a river in the videos. So that whole area was built to be like a flood canal. So it's doing its job. It's supposed to like all the water is supposed to rush to those roads and like they have a drainage system there. But it's also the Formula One track. So
Max is really good at rain races. I'll just say that.
He is.
they could not race in the water that is there.
Max could.
You guys think
His
Max could do
car,
anything?
his
Max could
Max
do
could,
no
car,
wrong.
and George Russell could. His car
the
would not be working at
water,
all, and he would be like,
the water would be like going complete, like they would be under the water with how low the cars are.
yeah,
The
Their
front
engines
Charles
would
would
wing
make
would
a
just be
comment.
flooded.
the front wing would just be the perfect thing to lift all that water right over top of them.
Yeah, it'd be like an underwater race like Mario Kart.
It'd be like, there's water in my seat.
Add
Must
it
be
to
the
the words
water.
of
Which one?
wisdom.
Who said that? Was that
Charles,
Charles.
random? Oh,
no,
it was
Charles
Charles.
said it. He said, "There's water in my seat," and then his um engineer says, "Ah, must be the water."
Add that to the words of
Must be
wisdom.
the water. Sorry. Let me adjust here. Need to push my legs out. Okay, well, Las Vegas is flooded. Scary. I'm just
But
waiting,
they,
honestly, for what?
but they have. I've seen several special helmets for the race, and their special liveries, so they must still be going on according to plan at this point.
Well, it's only Wednesday, so
True.
we'll see. Practices start on
Tomorrow?
Friday or
No, Friday.
tomorrow?
Sorry, Friday. I always want them to start on Thursday.
Yeah,
And
Thursday
then
media day.
I'm always like looking at my watch, like, ooh, what's going on today? Like when I get the F1 notifications, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, never mind, it's not just the practice.
So something I didn't even think about, but when they have a night race, do they do practices at night too, or is it still normal practices during the day? Do you guys know?
I don't
I
know.
think
I
it's
don't
during
actually
the
watch
day.
the
I think
practices.
I think qualifying is at night, but I think most of the practices are during the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I mean, I was just curious because it's obviously slightly different at night. Um, okay, yeah. So that will be interesting if Vegas is super watery. If they can
Hmm.
even do Vegas. But then I'm also waiting for Red Bull to announce it's like all the seats that they have left. Like who is going to be second chairing Red Bull? And then who's going to
Who
be
gets the
running
dreaded second seat?
yeah, who gets the dreaded second seat first of all? Whose career are we ruining this time? And then who's going to baby Red Bull? That's what
Yeah.
I want to know.
So, also, I saw on my TikTok today, obviously, he's not like going next year, but apparently, Aston Martin is reaching out to Charles.
No.
What?
Some people think he might do it if Ferrari doesn't have a good car next year.
Charles Lee Ferrari? Are you kidding me?
I didn't.
That
I thought it.
seems
I said some people.
I don't know
Relax.
about that.
He's so devoted.
Yeah. Do you
I
think that if he ever got dropped from Red Bull, or not Red Bull, sorry, Ferrari, if he ever got dropped from Ferrari, do you think he would ever go to like a smaller team or would he just quit F1 altogether?
If he got dropped,
depends on how old he is. Like if he got dropped in like 2027, he'd go to a different team.
I mean, I don't see him getting dropped unless he's like old.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he would go to a lower team just because he does love racing.
Okay.
But I don't think he'd go there just because Ferrari is performing badly, because Ferrari's honestly been performing badly for a long time.
And he still loves them. What about, okay, so obviously it was a hot topic during the summer session, but do you see Max ever leaving Red Bull?
Ooh, I don't know. Danielle and I joke about how he couldn't leave Red Bull just because of how much Red Bull energy drink he drinks.
Yeah, he'd still be
I
promoting them.
I could maybe see him going somewhere like Mercedes or
Yeah,
McLaren.
definitely only one of the top teams. Like he would not leave Red Bull
Yeah.
under any circumstances for a lower team.
No, no, absolutely not. Their cars are not as good. No, it would have to be someone better.
Yeah.
Do you think Ferrari is better, or is it just Mercedes and McLaren right now?
Ferrari
Mercedes
hasn't been
there.
performing to the level Max would go to, I don't think.
No.
I
Ferrari,
feel like
let's be
Max,
honest, Ferrari is at the bottom of the top teams
yeah. I feel like
currently.
Max has seen Lewis Hamilton's career go whoop down, and he's probably like, well, let's avoid that.
I don't know how much of that is Ferrari's fault, and how much is just Hamilton is getting older and
Yeah.
heading towards
I mean,
retirement.
you're right. It's definitely a combo. It's not one or the other.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
not saying
imagine Charles and Max on the same team.
that would be
I
nuts.
just want to see some good old fashioned Max and Charles content.
Me too.
And
I
throw
just
Kimmy in there.
like for the sake of Charles being able to race with Max, can Ferrari get a better car, please?
We saw some of it, I feel like. We've seen them a
Yeah,
little bit.
A little bit.
we would have probably gotten some if he didn't get knocked out of the last race
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For sure.
because he was doing really good that weekend.
he was. Max was, yeah. Mm, interesting. Okay. Anything else that we're looking forward to with the Las Vegas Grand Prix?
Night race.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is night race. Love a night race.
just a night race. We love. You remember the last night race? What happened?
Which one was the last night race?
Singapore. George Russell won.
Oh, true.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and last year George, did he
Died
win
during.
in
Huh?
Vegas? Did he?
last year George won in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they announced Max winning the drivers' championship. I
Yeah.
think he
Well,
got
that's not going to
overshadowed.
happen. There's not going to be any announcement this
No.
year of the drivers' championship.
Mm-mm.
That's going all the way to the last race, probably.
Yeah,
No.
that's going to
But I
the
feel
end.
like George only wins when his win can be overshadowed by something else.
So that's just our prediction that George is going to win the last race
Well,
of the year.
so if George wins in Las Vegas, then that probably means Lewis Hamilton will get his first podium with Ferrari. Because that is probably the only thing that could overshadow him winning.
That's a wild
That is
prediction.
that is true. Wow. Wow. That is so true. Honestly, I would love to see Lewis Hamilton podium in one of
Yeah.
these last
I
three
want to
races.
see it. Yeah. It's just sad that he hasn't podiumed yet.
It
Yeah.
truly is.
Especially with how
It
much
is sad.
Charles is podium. Like, the car can't be that bad if Charles is on the podium as much as he is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like, obviously the car's not good. But as a 7-time world champion, the car can't be that bad if Charles Leclerc is on the podium that much.
Yeah. He's also he's DNF'd quite a bit in the just from car failure in the middle of a race.
Yeah.
Fine, fair, but my point still stands.
I mean, yeah, he can't. I feel like he's consistently been in the middle of the pack during qualifying, and he just can't get up there. Like,
Yeah.
he's just not competitive. Or his car. It's either he's not competitive or something's wrong with his car.
But him and Charles have the same car, is what I'm saying. And if
Yeah,
Charles can be fighting for podiums, surely he can, especially as a 7-time world champion. Like, that's his whole claim to fame. He's a 7-time world champion, but he can't get up to the podium with Charles.
that's true.
Even if he was in 4th and Charles was in 3rd. Like, he hasn't even been that close to Charles that many times.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Like, Charles is getting 3rds to 2nds, I think, a couple times. And he's still in, like, 8th place.
The highest Hamilton's finished is 4th.
Yeah, but what's his average?
Like 6
Lower.
or 7.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised he's not retiring.
He was like ready to retire in the middle of the season. He was like, I give up, give my car to somebody else.
I just like if I knew that the car that I was in was not that great and that I was slowly getting worse, I would want to end before it got worse.
Right, like, you'd wanna end on a high note. Also, he has,
Well,
like,
I
back
wouldn't call the season a
problems.
high note.
No, but a higher note than what he would end on if he keeps at it the way he is.
True.
But
Do you think
also, he has, like, back problems that I think are hindering his performance somewhat.
he regrets leaving Mercedes?
He wasn't doing any better at Mercedes.
He got podiums last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like this is the like classic thing of you always think it's going to be better on the other side. It's like when you leave a job for a new job and you're always like, "Oh, this company is going to be the best ever. I'm not going to have any problems." And then you sit in it for a little bit and you're like, "Oh, this company has the same problems." Or, it has problems, maybe not the same
mhm.
exact ones, but it has its own issues. Like that's exactly what it's like with him leaving Mercedes to go to Ferrari.
Yeah.
Can't
I know he
entirely relate
just
to that,
I know
but
he just wanted to finish his career in
right, that's
Ferrari.
what I was just about to say. He wanted to finish his career in Ferrari. But with that being said, if you look at how Ferrari has been performing, you kind of have to make that decision if you want to still do end your career on a team that isn't performing.
Yeah. Okay, another question, slightly different question. With Ferrari, now from Ferrari's point of view, obviously Lewis Hamilton, decorated driver, great driver, with Mercedes. If they make improvements to their car and they see Charles doing great, but Lewis Hamilton is still just not doing it for them, like, I mean,
Will
that
they
kind of
drop
sucks for
him?
them. Yeah,
So, do you guys know what kind of contract Lewis has with them? If it's multi-year or
I don't
single
know.
year?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, I wasn't around for this, so I'm not entirely sure. But when he joined Ferrari, um, was he still kind of at his peak? Like, was he still performing well?
He did it in February last year, so like
Yeah,
before the season really started. So it was before. I don't know how he
before you
performed in
watched.
2024, but I think he did better in 2024 than he did, or in 2023 than he did in 2024.
Yeah, so he's now just progressively getting worse. And
Yeah.
I just feel like Ferrari signed on for the great Lewis Hamilton, and that's not who they're getting.
So Lewis has a 3-year contract with them. So after 2027, he will be able to be replaced if he's not performing.
That's a
That's
long
a
time
long,
for somebody
yeah,
trying to retire.
that's a
Well, so
long time to wait.
this says that he saw a multi-year deal at Mercedes, but was offered a 1+1 year contract, leading him to choose Ferrari for a longer commitment.
Mercedes is smarter. They're like, we have to have an out option if you start sucking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it is.
I hope they get a better car next year for Ferrari just because I want to see them all do better. It's just
Yeah,
not entertaining if your car can't do anything.
no, it's not. It
For the
sucks to see
sake
Ferrari do so bad.
for the sake of my driver, would love Ferrari to get a better car.
Yeah. Poor Charles.
Okay, one more question on Las Vegas and the end of the season, really. So, Oscar obviously performed extremely well at the beginning of the season, and none of us have picked him for our favorite driver, nor do any of us particularly want him to win the drivers' championship. But do you think that he has the fight in him to try and do something in the last three races? Like, do you think we'll see more competitiveness out of him in these last three races to see if he can still win?
He got more competitive this last race in Brazil.
Right, so they are F1 drivers, so their nature is to be competitive. So I think he has it in him.
Yeah, but he was like, I don't know, something happened with him where he like psyched himself out or something.
Right.
Yeah, there was a point where like he just couldn't stop complaining about everything. Like his car, something was wrong with his car, or he was mad because they were preferring Lando over him, or he was kind of blaming his low rankings or like his low positions on everyone else but himself. But it
Hmm.
seems like he's got this huge, like last race, he had this huge fight in him to get closer to the top, and he did
Mhm.
everything in his power to do so.
Yeah, I think we saw more of the beginning of the season Oscar in the last race. So I think now that it's like this tight race between Max, Lando, and Oscar, that he's like more in it.
Yeah, I
Well,
think he
that
might
and
have
Lando
honestly
finally
gotten a
overtaking
little.
him.
I think he honestly might have gotten a little comfortable.
Yeah.
like too comfortable. And it was like, "Ah, I've got this in the bag," kind of thing.
He does seem like he could be a little cocky about stuff like that. He's like, ah, I'm great.
Yeah. Well, Danielle and I were talking about this while we were watching the races. Like at the beginning of the season, it just seemed like he didn't appreciate the wins anymore. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's what was supposed to happen." Like he wasn't really
Yeah.
excited when he won.
If he wins any of the last three, if he wins any of these last three races, I would love to see more emotion from him. Just like gratefulness of finally winning a race because he's had such a dry spell.
I
Yeah.
would love to see more emotion from him in general.
He's just
Well,
he's the thinker, not a feeler.
we can't expect too much out of him, Daniela. He is
Yeah.
Australian after all.
It's just maybe
And
I
you're
can't
like,
say
eh,
much. I
it's
don't
fine.
know that
I
I
guess when you compare him to like Robert Irwin,
right.
The other Australians we know.
the other Australian we know,
I
who
just
who feels more emotion in his pinky than Oscar feels in his whole body.
Liam Lawson's also well, is he New Zealand? Australian. He's one of those.
but like Jillian, do I show a lot of emotion?
No.
But I feel like if I was winning races like that, I would be like cheering, happy. Like I wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah,
Would
good
you?
job." I
I
wouldn't be
don't
like,
know.
"Oh yeah, good job. Thanks, guys." Like also like you have they have adrenaline going through them at that point. Like you'd think he'd be a little like pumped, excited, something.
I don't know. Some of those races at the beginning, he was finishing like 10 seconds ahead of everybody else. He like wasn't having to fight in the race at all.
Yeah.
Okay, but if that's his problem, slow down a little bit, wait for him to catch up.
Make it more
If
of a
you know
competition.
right, if
If
you
you're
know that
bored.
you have the better car. If you're confident in your abilities. That too. I think that he was like so far ahead of people and wasn't actually having to compete with anyone and got too comfortable with that and now he's actually having to compete with people. And
Yeah.
he kind of didn't like was a little shocking maybe. A little culture shock, if you will.
I don't know. I was really shocked by him because he used to be so aggressive as a driver. And then
Really.
something happened in the middle of the season where he just like wouldn't go for the overtake and
Okay,
then
I
he
guess
would
that's
just yell at
true.
his engineer. And then he'd just be like,
Yeah.
"You guys aren't you're not helping me."
You're right. From the beginning of the season to now, I've definitely seen that. Do you guys remember much of him from last season? I know he was not winning as much as he was at the beginning of this year last season, but like do you
He
what
was everybody was saying he was more aggressive than Lando. Like Lando was kind of getting hate
okay.
last year because he Lando and Max were competing, but everybody was like Lando doesn't have that competitive drive and that Oscar fit the bill better.
Hmm. And McLaren heard that and said, "Let's pit them against each other."
They don't have a number one driver. No race order.
It's so hard. I go back and forth depending on the race of like who I'm like, "Oh, they're prioritizing this person, they're prioritizing this person." Um right now it
Because
definitely
they
feels like
don't have a
Lando.
number one person. So obviously they're going to prioritize just whoever did better that weekend if they don't have a team order.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay, well, we'll have more to say, obviously, after the Las Vegas race and see what happens. But for now, let's move on to a hot topic of conversation everywhere right now is Stranger Things because it comes out, or at least the first part comes out next week,
Hmm.
and we have lots of thoughts. Um, we have lots of thoughts. Also, I do want to mention that I'm on season 3, so you'll be
Yay.
proud of me in my rewatching journey. But I watched Bob's death scene again, and holy crap, that
Right?
was
Yeah.
bad.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. Well, because I mean, you see Joyce just like absolutely dying there. She's like
Yeah.
Mhm.
heartbroken in an instant. And then they leave, and then it flashes back to him, and
Yeah.
they just continue eating him.
Yeah. That's what I was
It's
saying
so
last week.
long.
That's what I was saying last week. Like, you literally see every single gash and bite that the Demogorgon takes out of him. Or the Demodog, whatever it was in that season.
Yeah. Holy smokes. That was bad.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't have as brutal of a death scene in the end, but I don't know.
No, we definitely will.
I think it will be brutal. Especially with the way that, like, Chrissy died and the other people. The
They've kept up their streak of brutal because Billy in season 3, that one's
Yeah.
also a brutal,
Yeah.
exaggerated death.
And, like, sad because he was kind of sacrificing himself at
Yeah,
that point. Like, he came to and was like, this is what I can do.
but I will say the Duffer Brothers, each death serves a purpose.
Mhm.
So like it the character that was most impacted by that death, it's going to play a part in the next season.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking about last time the theory that Eddie's still alive, but I think it's going to be more of a character arc for Dustin that he had to watch Eddie sacrifice himself and then nobody cared. And I mean,
Mm.
Eddie kind of had a bit of a brutal death scene too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he did.
did.
Also, obviously, Lucas is going to be
Yeah,
affected. We don't
I
know if
don't know if
Max is
Max is
alive.
gonna live.
Well, like,
Yeah.
we technically she's alive, but like 11 couldn't find her in the void, and she's obviously not in any of the like commercials, like teasers, because that would be a
Because
complete
that would spoil
spoiler.
it.
But
She is to the
she
point that
she
he's
is
carrying her through the hospital.
right. She is in one clip where Lucas is carrying her like through the hospital, and there's Demodogs like coming around the corner, and they're like he's like holding her like cradle like baby, and like trying to hide from the Demodogs.
I haven't watched any of the like new clips of anything because again, I wanted to do my full rewatch before I watched anything else, but that sounds very interesting for sure.
Yeah. There's also I don't know if you guys saw any of the photos from the cast at the season 5 party premiere thing.
I saw some, yeah.
Sadie Sink, who plays Max, was the only one in white. Everybody else was in black. And so they're saying that was supposed to symbolize that she's going to be dead in season 5. Well, that's like a theory.
Yeah. She's like the angel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Do you think they all got the memo? Like everyone wear black. Sadie, you wear white.
I don't know.
Well, most of them are
Seems a
pretty
lot
close friends in
orchestrated.
real life, so I'm sure a lot of them like I don't know though, because they have so many events that they go to. I don't know how often they're like, I'm wearing this, I'm wearing this. Like I could see Millie and Noah being like that,
Yeah.
but like I don't like
If it was intentional, I think a memo would have gone out.
yeah.
If it
Mm.
does mean something, but I don't know that necessarily means anything. It's just interesting.
It's just interesting. Okay. Well, let's go through what you guys have put together for our Stranger Things bingo.
Yeah,
Let's do that. And then
our hopes and dreams.
our hopes and dreams. And then maybe we'll put a couple out on social media too, for anyone else who wants them. I know my mom will love it. She's obsessed with bingo. Came out with a whole board game to do Hallmark bingo. So she will be obsessed with the idea of doing this. So let's talk about a couple of them.
Okay, Danielle and I came up with really just like who we expect is going to die and live. We really want Steve to live. If Steve
Yeah,
dies, everybody's going to be upset. I feel like
we're
that's a
heartbroken.
universal. Everybody's going to hate that. I specifically want Steve to get his happy ending in his RV with his little nuggets.
With Nancy?
with Nancy. I don't want them to introduce a new love interest for him just for the last season. He's been pining after Nancy since the beginning. I don't like Jonathan. Bring Steve and Nancy back together.
Okay, so Steve lives. Number one.
And Steve and Nancy get together.
And Steve and Nancy get together.
Erica one-liner. That's kind of like one of those ones that's like a given because she has them every season that she's been in. We have
I forgot how
11.
funny she is.
She is
She's
so
so
funny.
funny.
We have 11 fully loses her powers.
I think that's a given. Like, I don't see her ending the season with powers.
Interesting. I don't feel like that one's given.
I just feel like that's how it always happens. Like, if the person with magical powers, and like they're the only person with magical powers, stays alive and doesn't sacrifice themselves at the end, they lose powers.
So my only problem with that one is that she already did lose her powers. So like we already kind of had that as like a storyline.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'd do it again.
Okay.
Even
Well, we'll
though
have
it
to
is
see.
just at the end. That's the only reason I don't know that that one's like a given. Otherwise, if they haven't done that story already, I would think it would be a given.
Okay.
We
Next.
also still don't know, like, who created. We know 11 opened the gate to the Upside Down, but we don't know if it was 11 that necessarily created, like, the Hawkins Upside Down version.
So apparently, a lot of that is explained in the Broadway play.
Oh, okay.
I might be completely wrong about that, but that's what I've been hearing on TikTok.
I've been hearing about a lot of parallels with stuff with Joyce. I can't
So
remember.
the play is from when Vecna is in high school, and he's in high school with like Joyce, Hopper,
Mhm.
Mike's parents, Dustin's mom, like all these
Yeah.
people. So he knew all the parents prior to becoming Vecna.
Do you think the parents are going to get involved in this season in the final to
They
like
have
help
to,
stop
right?
Vecna?
Well, so we do know that Mike's mom is more involved this season, as well as Holly,
Mhm.
baby Holly, because they are in the teasers.
Yeah. I also put on the bingo card that Ted is helpful, which would just, like, completely shock me if Ted does anything useful.
Ted is such the typical like parent dad of that time period where
Just
he
doesn't care.
does nothing with his kids. He kind of treats his wife like crap,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
He
such the
has no idea what's
typical.
going on.
He has no
Yeah.
idea. He's so oblivious.
Can you believe this, hon?
I was watching the scene last night where Billy comes to check to see if Max is at Mike's house and is like ringing her doorbell like incessantly, like is so annoying about it. And she's in the bathtub and she's like,
Mhm.
Ted, will you please answer the door? And screaming at him. And he's asleep on the couch or asleep in his chair.
Yeah.
And finally, she has to get up. And I'm like, I would murder my husband. I would murder him if he was doing that. That would drive me
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
We also have Will dies,
Yeah, I feel like
which
that's
we
going to
kind of talked
happen.
about last time with that Will. We think Will might be connected to Vecna
Yep.
on a higher plane. A new D&D character unlocked.
That's
Makes
just,
sense
they've
to me.
done it every season. They've introduced,
Yeah.
like, the next big bad person.
Mm-hmm.
Or just even a character.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Not
natural
necessarily
progression.
big bad, because obviously Vecna is the big bad, or I guess that's what we are to believe.
Yeah, but we learned about like Demodogs and Demogorgon and
The
The
I
Mind
Mind
don't know,
Flayer.
Flayer.
Mind Flayer. all those
Hopper
things.
and Joyce endgame.
Gotta have it. Give them a happy ending, please.
I just would feel so bad for Joyce if Will dies. I think she needs something.
Murray and Robin, comedic relief moment.
There is a moment in the trailer where Robin and Murray are like teamed up, and I'm so excited.
That seems like a good duo.
It's gonna be so
Mm-hmm.
funny.
Murray dies.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's evaded it for so long. And like he's a helpful character, but also kind of a replaceable character.
Yeah. Like he's
You
not
know?
that important. He's more just there to like help move things along and
Yeah,
comedy.
and like
His
translate things
Yeah, I'm
is
like
I
his
feel like
main
his
purpose has
main,
been translating Russian.
which we could either find someone else or Dustin or someone surely could learn.
Yeah, someone else step up.
New military try to take over and die. Jillian, you
We
put that
know
one.
that Yeah, we know that they're going to like shut down Hawkins and it's gonna be like military kind of takes over the town. Um
There also are military characters who are introduced in the poster.
mhm.
Okay.
So we do know there are like new military people coming into the picture.
Yeah, and you think that they're going to be so like incompetent that they just die and that they're going to have to come save everyone again?
Incompetent and like cocky and like won't listen to the people who have been dealing with it type of thing.
Mhm.
Like it's either they know what's going on and they're still gonna die because like they're on the front line, or they have no idea what's going on and they think it's like an earthquake really and they don't know any of this extra stuff that's going on. And they
Right.
die from that.
Which goes into our next item. New military make us mad by lack of competence.
It's gonna happen. You have to have the
Yeah.
people that don't know what's going on and
You always have somebody
Infuriate
come
us.
in. Yeah, that's going to happen. I just feel it. Now, the next one, 8 comes back.
I don't know about that.
I put that one. I just feel like that would be kind of a fun twist because, like, we know she's out there and she's got these powers, and she's the only other one that we know is alive. And
It
like, we
would
were
be kind of
introduced to her, and I know it was kind of for Eleven's development, but
yeah.
like, I feel like we kind of like
It'd be kind of
I
fun, I
don't
think,
know.
to see if maybe 8 and like some others, if they survived, if they came back to do like a final like help 11, close the gate for good or kill or whatever the
we
goal or
also
mission is.
did we were never told how 8 survived, like how
She
8 got out.
left before. She escaped before Vecna killed everybody.
But
They
how
talk
did
about
she?
it again in season 4 that she escaped long before anything happened
So
with
she just
Vecna and 11.
escaped?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's like we don't know if there's any others, right?
No, she's the only one that we
No.
have ever been introduced to.
The only ones that they ever talked about, like back in the Rainbow Room, were that 8 escaped and 1, nobody talked about 1. Nobody knew what
And
happened
we
with
know
1.
who one is.
So there were no
Right.
other numbers mentioned. So I
Okay.
don't know that.
So maybe that theory of mine is wrong because I just haven't finished my rewatch and I forgot. Okay.
Um, Will is Vecna's puppet, which we kind of talked about last week.
Yeah.
It's just like to what extent? Like, is Will, can he control it in any way? Or is it just like Vecna can completely take over and do what he wants?
What am I thinking of? Maybe it was Stranger Things, where like the bad guy was using the character to like see through his eyes. That was Stranger
Harry
Things.
Potter?
Yeah, that too.
Well, yeah. But also, I mean, it happened in Stranger Things because I just finished
Yeah,
watching this part where it was the whole tunnels
Yes.
and
Yeah, they
he
yeah,
had
knew
to
where they
like,
were.
yeah. Burn it out of him.
Yeah.
yeah, they tried to like make him think they took him like away from the house and stuff, so he didn't know where they were.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the stupid phone rang.
Yeah.
Darn phone.
I am excited. I hope this next one happens. We learn why the Upside Down is stuck in time. Maybe it's in the Broadway musical. I don't know. But
So no, there is a theory about this on
Some of
TikTok.
this is more of
The
just a wish list of we just want to find out.
the theory on TikTok is that it is stuck in time because of Will, and that's when he was taken into the Upside Down, and somehow it's all connected to him.
I could see it easily all being connected to Will.
And it's all based off of like Will's memories of what Hawkins looks like and Vecna's memories of what Hawkins looks like. Because in one scene, we're in the Upside Down and we're at the school, and you see there's like these cars from like the 50s or something, and people are saying that's what Vecna would have remembered.
Mm-hmm.
But then like things from like Will's house, Mike's house, stuff like that is only stuff that Will would have seen. So it's like a
interesting. But there's
combination
like,
of their intelligence of whatever. I
but
don't
then
feel like
like
I'm
we still have
explaining it that
Eddie's
good.
trailer, and like Will and Vecna were never in Eddie's trailer.
I did not come up with a theory. I just saw it and I'm relaying it to you. And I also am probably not explaining it that good.
It's an incomplete theory.
I
Yeah.
just want to know. This is just something that's been like bugging me about the show since the beginning.
Maybe we'll find out.
Hopefully.
Jillian
An
says there will
epilogue.
be an epilogue or flash forward at the end.
I could see that of
She
like
mostly wants it for Steve. That is why she put it on there.
finality of some sort.
Yeah, or just like, because I'm sure it's going to be like a massive fight scene at the end, just to like cool things down, see where we end up.
Yeah, or like just complete devastation because somebody died.
Yeah.
I think there is going to need to be some kind of break and like fast forward to the future to check on everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it after there was even a flash forward in season 2.
Just, yeah, like time jump.
Yeah, like a month just a month later or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did the dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dustin is more hardcore after loss of Eddie.
This is kind of leaning into my theory that Eddie is actually dead. And it's just for Dustin's character development. And that he's gonna like step up and be a bit more aggressive.
So here's the thing though with the Eddie theory. It is possible for Dustin to have that happen to him because he wouldn't know that Eddie's alive.
Yeah, but he'd have to find out at some point.
Yeah,
But by
but that
then
doesn't
his
mean he
character
wouldn't
had already
have a
grown.
he would have yeah, he would have already had that development.
Yeah, okay,
And
here's the other
and
thing.
it's not going to be Eddie. Like it's going to be a form of Eddie if he does come back. You know?
Yeah, I don't love that. I also, Eddie's death was like so good. Like it was so like this self-sacrifice, and like he was the guy who always ran, and then he said no, I'm gonna fight, and he did it for all these people who hate him. Like it was just such like a good moment, and then you'd kind of take away from that if you bring him back.
Eddie was such a good character.
Obvious product placement. This is one of mine and Jillian's favorite things in television.
I love it too, honestly. I'm always because I was such a marketing major. I was always like, "Oh, I wonder how much they paid for that."
Mine and Jillian's favorite product placement is cars.
In white collar specifically.
The product
Good.
placement of cars, not necessarily just in white collar, but in cop shows in general.
Yeah.
But white collar, they like call it out. They're like, let me
Yeah.
explain this new feature of the Ford Taurus to you.
My favorite is in like Hallmark. I used to see a lot of Walmart and Folgers,
Mhm.
and it would be like, "Oh, do you want some coffee? Oh, let me just get this Folgers out." with their Walmart
That's
like
funny.
grocery bags.
Yeah. My favorite was also when they were using Apple products but didn't have permission to use the Apple products, so they would have to put like sticker. Like, how would they
Yeah.
hide the Apple logo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. Sometimes in TV when they're drinking like sodas or drinking something, um, and they don't have it turned towards the camera, I'm like, oh, somebody in props did not know that they were going to need a soda, so they didn't get one of those fake brands, and they just
Yeah.
can't show what it actually is. Okay,
So
back
It's such a
back to
fun
Stranger
it's just a
Things.
fun little thing.
Yeah.
Susie saves the world again.
I would love for Susie and Dustin to actually be together in the same location.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
that'll help Dustin heal.
Maybe.
Yeah. If she can get out of Utah, make it to Indiana.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to get out of Utah. Just kidding.
Group planning session.
This is kind of a gimme, just because.
Yeah, it always happens at some point.
And it's
Also,
it's usually good.
I'm pretty sure there is a group planning session in the trailer. Not gonna lie.
Check it off.
Now that I'm
Okay,
thinking about it.
let's finish the rest of these, but then I think I might have one to add.
Okay.
So
The
then we have some songs that we think are going to be in it. We have Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi and Here I Go Again by Whitesnake.
I'm
we were
kind of surprised
trying to
Living.
guess.
Sorry.
We were trying to guess what like the big song would be. We also like with season 4, because it was broken up into 2 parts, they had like 2 big songs. So they had
Mm-hmm.
Running Up the Hill, and then they had the Journey
Yeah.
remix.
And
I'm
the
kind of
Duffer Brothers
surprised Living on
have
a Prayer
said,
hasn't been in it so far.
yeah, the Duffer Brothers have said they're not trying to recreate like a Running Up That Hill thing because they weren't necessarily trying to create that the first time,
No.
and I'm trying to think of what they said, but like basically it wouldn't have the same effect. Like if you're trying to do that,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be anything.
No, but their song selection has been very good consistently throughout the show.
Yeah.
Yes, 100. I will agree with that.
Dustin's mom freaks out.
It's gonna happen. She always does. Dusty.
Yep. Oh, here we go. They fill the parents in. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like the
kind of
parents are
want.
gonna have to know.
I want it to be like the parents are sitting on the couch and they're like, the kids are like
And the kids
reenacting
are
what's happened the past 4 years.
I'm like, how the heck have they gotten away with this? Truly and honestly. Well, actually, I kind of get it because at least they have Joyce and Hopper, the
Mhm.
adults. They have some adults involved.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the rest of the parents, oblivious. No idea
Yeah,
what their
but
kids are
like
up to.
the police got heavily involved in season 4. So maybe now the parents are like, why didn't you guys tell us what's
Yeah.
going on?
What's happening?
Yeah.
At least
Oh yeah,
Mike's mom.
because they were being like questioned at Mike's house by the police,
Mhm.
and then they like escaped.
Well, they got questioned in season 1, but I guess back then it wasn't as serious.
Yeah, so season 4 they were being accused of being murderers and like in a
Yeah.
cult that was killing people.
Yeah.
And maybe the
Season
parents are like, are you guys okay?
season 1, the questioning was more just about Will and like him going missing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like what do you know? Are you part of this?
Okay, one thing I feel like we're missing is like a Nancy scene. Like Nancy takes charge or Nancy does something crazy. Like I feel
Nancy
like every scene she
initiates
takes.
kiss with Steve.
What?
Nancy initiates kiss with Steve.
No, I don't want it to
No,
just be that.
she's gonna have a badass scene for sure, where she.
No, but I feel like that's a given. That's why I'm saying the initiates with Steve.
I know, but I want to see her use like a gun and like just blow people's head off.
Season 4.
I
We
know,
will
but like
see
I
it.
want to
No,
see it again.
right. But we will see that. That's like given.
That's true. My favorite, I watched God, it must have been, it was recently, season 1 or 2. Um, and Hopper looks at Jonathan and has this gun, and he's like, "Do you know how to use this?" And Jonathan's like, and Nancy goes, "I do."
Yeah.
I was like, "Go,
Jonathan
girl."
is no help.
No, he's
I
unfortunate.
relate to Nancy in that sense.
Yeah, Daniela can shoot.
Oh, I'm proud of you. I cannot. Don't really want to. Guns kind of
I
scare me.
protect the family.
No.
I protect
Okay.
Ollie. I did.
True.
Miranda, I don't know if you know that story.
I
I
don't know that
probably won't
story.
tell you on here, but I'll tell you later.
Okay. And off the
You make
podcast.
it sound so bad.
No, but I don't want to get like canceled. It's only our second
Okay.
time. Second show.
You're making it sound worse. It's not bad.
It's fine. It's fine. Maybe you'll tell the story one day on the pod.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
So that's all our predictions.
yeah,
Ish.
that's a lot of predictions. I think
Well, it's
a
a whole
lot of
big
them will
part of
happen.
predictions.
What are we doing? Blackout bingo?
That's always my
I don't
favorite.
I don't know that a blackout is possible with this bingo card, but
Well, there's so many that you can square. Like, if you did a mix of them, then you could have
mhm.
all different ones. I guess, I don't
Mhm.
know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we end the pod, something that we promised people last week that we would talk about
Oh
is
God.
your newfound love of Dead Poet Society since you finally watched it.
It was really good. I
It
did
was.
cry a couple times.
I
I
didn't
warned you would.
hear her crying. I didn't even hear her crying. I was literally sitting right next to her, like laying on her legs. And I
It
didn't even
wasn't
hear her crying.
it wasn't sobs. It was just like
Like
No,
tears
but you're
streaming.
just
I
such
was
a
leaking.
silent crier. You don't even sniffle.
I'm good. I'm good at hiding
Jillian knows how to cry in silent.
it. So
Danielle, what did you
anyway,
think?
I really liked it. I think there are like obviously it's a film that is going to like be a classic, but there's definitely like parts of it that are a little dated.
Yeah. There's definitely things though within like the themes that you're like, oh, this,
Yeah.
yeah, it's timeless.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, this was even supposed to take place like back in the 50s and it was made in the 80s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what I loved is it was like a classic film where they do more showing than telling. Specifically with spoiler alert, the suicide scene.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you know it's coming and you can like kind of see him Neil falling apart and like making the decision. And I was even like yelling at Daniela while we were watching. I was like, he's not gonna kill himself, is he?
Uh,
But
it's such a
the
heartbreaking movie.
the character development of Todd, I was really there for. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
he needs to come out of his shell, and I was so proud of him when he like got up and did the, oh Captain, my Captain.
Oh.
I was very angry though with the dad, Neil's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Daniela was like, you
I
can't really be
wasn't
mad at
defending
him.
him. I wasn't like defending him, but I was saying like look at it in the context of the movie. Jillian's like surely he would know it's his fault. I'm like that guy's not going to take the blame for anything, especially not his son killing himself.
He was like just like trying to get the school to investigate where he's like, I have no idea how this could have happened. And I was like, your son told you what he wanted to do and you said no, I'm sending you to military school instead. And you're gonna be a doctor whether you like it or not. And like you didn't know why it happened.
I
People
don't
just
necessarily
ignored.
think it's I also don't necessarily think it's that he didn't know. I think it's that he wasn't willing to acknowledge that to himself.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I
You
100%
have to
agree.
think you have to also think about things that people are willing to admit to themselves. Like you can like for instance, you have a friend who's in a relationship and you're like this is not good. But like you can say that to them all you want and they're not going to hear it until they figure it out themselves.
Yeah. I was also just really upset with how they mischaracterized everything that Mr. Keating did, where they're like, he was forcing these boys to go out and do this. And I was like, all he really told them was like carpe diem, and they asked him about his time in high school, and he mentioned that he and his friends would go to a cave and read poetry.
No, they literally asked him what the tortured or sorry,
Not
what the
tortured
Dead Poets
poets.
Society is. What the Dead Poets Society is because it said like in his like clubs or whatever on his school picture,
Yeah.
and they were like, "What is that?" And they went and asked him, and he was like, maybe, perhaps, me and my friends did this,
Yeah,
and
but
they
then
they
like,
did it themselves. They like took it upon themselves, and he gave him the book from when he was.
yeah, I did cry when Keating broke down from reading the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
Yeah.
found the book in Neil's desk. But also Neil like asked Keating for advice and Mr. Keating said talk to your dad about it. Like tell him how you're feeling and like he wasn't trying to get him to disobey his parents or like go against his parents' wishes. I just got really mad at the end. It's like that's not what happened at all.
I think that's the purpose. The purpose of the movie was to make people mad, I think, to incite change.
And also to just remind people you never see the whole picture
Right.
and you have to put yourself in other people's shoes and you have to ask questions and listen when you ask those questions and not just assume things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think like overall the individuality and nonconformity message is pretty timeless and pretty good. They did a great job exploring that theme throughout the movie with just and like even within that group with like the boys all having their different stories and like Charlie was always going to be a free spirit no matter what, but then you have like Todd who was like he was treated so poorly. I felt so bad for him the whole movie. And like he finally sees some value in himself and can come out of his shell and I don't know, it's so good. It was really good. Good pick.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed. We'll have to figure out what we're watching next now that dancing is
I
ending.
Yeah. I also do love a movie that is like very intellectual, not like super intellectual,
Mm-hmm.
but like something that gets people thinking or realizing like more like psychological things,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Okay. Well, we'll see
Which
if there's
which is
any.
which kind of has to do with like the like put yourself in other people's shoes kind of thing and don't assume things.
Yeah. Have you guys ever watched Where the Crawdads Sing?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That kind of makes me think about that
I
too.
haven't watched it recently.
Um, well, speaking of movies though, next or this coming week is a huge week in movies. And I know
Yep.
we're all
Hmm.
really interested. With Wicked 2 coming out, with Now You See Me 3 coming out, or Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and Zootopia
Zootopia
2.
2. Also, Disney just released the live action Moana trailer
Wow,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
for summer 2026, I think.
exciting. So I'm seeing Wicked next week. I know you guys won't see it right away, but we'll have to talk about that eventually. Um, but we're gonna do a shorter episode next week to just give our thoughts on Dancing with the Stars. Since it's Thanksgiving and it's
Yay.
the finale and it's 3 hours, so there will be so much content, I'm sure. Um, but after that, I'm sure we'll be deep diving straight into Stranger Things because there will be
Hmm.
4 whole episodes for us to theorize and just discuss. And the episodes end up being like so freaking long. They're like an hour or
They're
so.
movies.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
mini
I
movies.
love it. I love it so much.
There will be so much to deep dive though. There'll be like, what's this? What do we think's gonna happen here?
And
Do you guys think there will be
obviously,
a
it's
death?
going to end on a cliffhanger to the
Well, obviously. Do you
next
think there will be a
drop.
death within the first 4 episodes?
I don't think it will be like part of the main group, but I do think somebody will die in the first 4 episodes.
Well, yeah, the entire military that they're sending there will will probably die. They're gonna get
Well,
killed.
how early did Chrissy die? Chrissy died second episode last season.
Hmm.
So like someone
So
new that they introduced just to die.
just for the plot.
Hmm.
Obviously, there will be like a reason for their death. Usually, there is
Right.
Well, and
related
like
to the upside down.
Vecna's
Usually, but
Vecna's whole plan is to like take over the world and restructure it. So people are gonna die in the process.
They have to get outside of Hawkins. Okay. Fun. Well, we'll have a lot more to talk about.
well, they were in Russia. He did make it to Russia.
That's true. We did make it to Russia. That was just such a wild side quest. Um, okay. Well, we'll have to do that next time. Anything else before we end?
I don't think so.
I think we touched on everything.
All right. Well, bye until next time.
Bye.
Bye.